Hey guys, been a while since I actually got the chance to do a sit-down video log like I usually do. Long story short, got my new computer in and had to download Windows Movie Maker. Also been busy with school. But yeah, quick update on me, I guess. Down to 314 and some change. I was at 313 the other day. So I'm chalking that up to just the fact that I actually ate breakfast this morning before I weighed myself. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good on the whole weight loss thing, and I'm feeling pretty good. Had some ups and downs this past week. Depression kicked in a few times, but thankfully by the grace of God, I was able to get out of that. Just prompt quick. Pretty sure that's not even a word, but prompt quick. Yeah. I don't know, I usually have a message for these things, and I really don't have one today. I just felt like kind of sitting down and recording myself and putting my thoughts into perspective, I guess. Not a lot of people out there who watch these, but, when I first started these, I kind of had the idea that I would make these to help others. And that someone someday might see these videos and they might find something I said to be encouraging or something. And I still hope that. I still hope that someone comes across these videos and gets a little word of encouragement from it. I hope that at some point in my life, one of these videos may actually help someone in their life. But I need to start realizing that the reason to do these shouldn't be to help others, but it should be as an outlet for myself. Man, the lighting in here is just really bad today. Thank you, spring. But these should be an outlet for myself, and these should be a way for me to put my thoughts out there and essentially become a sort of journal. But I don't know. I just been feeling lonely lately, I guess. I'll find out today if I can go to the Tigers game with my cousin Eric. I don't know, if he sees this, it's going to be really kind of awkward, but I feel kind of weird saying my cousin Eric, because biologically he's my cousin, I know that, but I grew up with Eric, and I love him, man. I love him like a brother, and really, he is a brother to me. And I've caught myself a few times, trying to tell people, like, I've caught myself almost saying my brother Eric, and it feels natural to me, it just feels natural to say my brother Eric, and I gotta catch myself because everyone knows I don't have a biological brother. Cheer up. Everyone knows I don't have a biological brother, so I know that if I say my brother Eric, it's gonna confuse people. Because then they're gonna go, who's Eric? When did you get a brother? And no disrespect to my brother Brandon. I love Brandon so much. And anytime anyone asks if I have any brothers and sisters, I always say, well, I've got two sisters, Emily and Vicky. I've got a stepsister, Brittany, a stepbrother, Brandon. And I've got two half-sisters from my dad, Jamie and Jenna. And it's weird because I don't spend a lot of time with any of my siblings aside from Emily and Vicky, and I feel bad for that. I really do, but at the same time, I don't feel like I have much in common with them, and that kind of saddens me because I love my siblings so much. Oh man, so much. And it breaks my heart that I haven't, been there for them, I guess, and they've been there for me. Brittany's been there for me in so many ways and so many different times, and I can't even begin to thank her enough for that. And man, the last time I saw Brandon was at his wedding, and it was the first time in years I'd seen Brandon, and it was just so, I don't know, I felt comfortable there for the first time in a long time, around in a party. And that's something that is unique about Brandon. I mean, I felt a little bit awkward there because I didn't know most of the people there, but there's just something unique about Brandon that he's able to put you at ease and he's able to help you feel comfortable wherever you are, and that's something like I wish I had. you know? That's something I wish I had. That's something I wish, I could do more with. And I hate that I'm so busy, because if I wasn't so busy, I know, right? The guy who was unemployed is just too busy to hang out with his brother. If I wasn't so busy, I would just... Oh, man, I would just spend so much time with Brandon and Brittany and just do whatever I could to be with them, because, if familial issues aside, with the whole deal between my mom and stepdad, I have always considered Brandon and Brittany my family, and nothing can ever change that. And the same goes for my cousins. I love my cousins with all my heart, and it's just Shannon, Cheryl, and Eric, who I grew up with, that I consider them, brothers and sisters. Eric especially, like I said, and Eric was, when Emily was born, I hoped so much to have a brother, and I didn't get one. And as I grew up, I kind of missed the idea that I had a brother. I always thought, I don't have a brother. I never got to play catch with a little brother of mine. I never got to tease a little brother of mine. And it's only within the last, 5 years when I realized I did have all that. It wasn't my brother, it was my cousin. And those are some memories that I'll always cherish, and just the things me and Eric have gotten to do, and it's just so much fun. But yeah, I kind of went on a tirade there, I guess, didn't I? Or just a little rant or something. Oh, God. Getting emotional over happy thoughts. Damn it, AJ. Stop being such an emotional wreck. But, I have been lonely the past few weeks. And it's nothing that can really be helped, just because I'm so busy. I'm so wrapped up in doing my homework and stuff that I haven't had a chance to hang out with friends at all. And the few times I do get to hang out with friends, I'm so busy or preoccupied with my own thoughts that it's meaningless. I've played Guild Wars with Hiccup a lot, and that's been fun. That's been my major escape lately. I haven't been writing Firewall because I've been so wrapped up in doing homework and stuff. I haven't been in the right mindset. I did write some last night, though, and I was really kind of proud of it until I read it again this morning and I realized how bad it was. But that's what you get when you write half asleep. So I'll go back and edit that later. It has no place in the actual story that I've posted on Tumblr. Not yet, anyway. What I wrote last night takes place about 5 years in Jim's future. After he's kind of settled into the hero he's supposed to be. After he's, gotten himself a girlfriend, after he's saved the world for the first time. And one thing I've always liked about Jim is just how deceptively humble he is. And I never intended for this. I actually intended him to be very incredibly arrogant and to just lord over the fact that I'm Firewall, I'm the hero, me, woo! That's how I intended him when I first started writing him. And for a while he was like that. But over the past few years, and I was talking to my friend Ashley, Quillkeeper, online. I was talking to him, and I said, it's amazing how our two characters are so similar in age, but your character just seems so much more mature. And I will maintain that Jim is a child at heart, because Jim is an inner representation of myself in a way. And I guess that's true for every character any author writes. They are in some way a representation of the author. But I said Jim is just forever a child, and he will always be a child, and he hasn't matured very much. And, writing this little tidbit last night, where he comes home for the first time from saving the world to his girlfriend, and the only thing he can think about is her, and how sorry he is he's been gone for so long fighting this threat. And I realized that Jim has matured a lot since I first started writing him, and it doesn't seem like it at first, but when I actually started thinking about it, he's matured so much. When I first started writing him, he was an arrogant little prick who jumped in headfirst and didn't think. Now, Jim is still like that. And you'll find in your life there are people who are also like this, where they'll start off at point A and end at point A and a half. But it's that one half that they've gone through is so meaningful to who they are that it makes them a different person. And Jim is kind of like that at this point. He started off as this arrogant little prick who rushes in headfirst and doesn't think about the consequences. And he still does that to an extent. But it's not so much, I'm going to run in and play hero because I want to play hero. It's, I'm going to run in and play hero because it's my responsibility and because I need to help these people. He doesn't think about the consequences. He thinks about the consequences. I shouldn't say he doesn't think. He thinks about the consequences, but he thinks about them after he's done it. He realizes what he's done has consequences, and he thinks about them, and he tries to figure out what those consequences might be. Whereas when he was a kid, he just did things. But now he's got this air of deceptive humility about him, where instead of, saving the world, you'd think a character who's arrogant and who thinks he's, the bee's knees and hot shit would just brag about how I saved the world. Oh my god, I saved the world. And he would go and brag to people I saved the world. Da-da-da. No, Jim is very much humble in this aspect. He doesn't care the fact that he saved the world. He cares that he got the job done. He cares that he saved lives. But in the end, what matters to him most is his family. And that was an important part to Jim's character to begin with, but when I first started writing him, his focus was on their physical safety, was on their physical health. He cared about saving their lives, but he didn't really care about how they felt, because of just his own history. His best friend CJ, Charlie, died, and he swore to never let that happen again in his life. He fought to never let anyone in his life die again. Very much Anakin from episode 3. And the prequels in general. For all the prequels' faults, Anakin's actual motivation for turning to the dark side is actually a pretty valid one. He doesn't want to feel that loss again. He doesn't want to feel the pain of losing someone he cares about again, and so it drives him insane for the most part. I guess that's the way of putting it anyway. But that was very much Jim's character. He didn't want to lose anyone again, so he fought to save their lives, and he didn't care how they felt about him. He wanted them to love him, because he loved them, but he fought to save their lives. He didn't fight for them. And now that he's older, now that he's actually Firewall proper, now that he's the hero he wants to be, not necessarily the hero he's going to be forever, but the hero he wants to be, now that he's there at that point, he fights both for their physical safety, because that's important to him, but he also fights to keep them emotionally healthy. He values their feelings a lot more than he used to as a kid. Before, he was very self-centered. He wanted to save them so that he wouldn't have to feel that loss. Now he wants to save them so that, they can be alive. He wants to save them so that they have a chance to live. He wants to save them so that they can, live and love and feel all those wonderful things that life offers us. He saves them for their sake, not for his anymore. He sees people in trouble, and he doesn't save them for praise or glory like he did when he was a kid. He saves them for the sake of saving them. And he doesn't ask for praise or worship or anything. He's actually inspired a new generation of heroes. And a lot of characters in the universe that I helped create, and my friends helped create, in this universe, a lot of people would see this inspiration as a chance to take control and to be proud in that. I inspired a new generation of heroes. Jim actually takes it with a huge responsibility, and he feels kind of bad about it. He looks at it as, I've inspired a new generation of heroes to stand up and take action, and that's fantastic, because I think we should all fight for what we believe in. But my example has put these people in danger, and that terrifies me, and that's a responsibility I don't think I want. But in the same breath, he also thinks that this is a responsibility I don't think I want, but it's a responsibility I'm willing to bear. And I'm willing to teach them how to stay safe. I'm willing to teach them how to be heroes. If they want that help, I will offer it freely, but I will not force it upon them. He really views himself as less of a hero and more of someone with experience who has lessons to teach, lessons to impart upon the younger generation. I say the younger generation because Jim is only 24 years old as of the point of time I'm writing him. But the generation he's inspired are, 17, 18 years old, a little bit younger than him, and they didn't grow up, but they heard these stories of Firewall, this vigilante who made headlines. And they thought, well, I can do that. I've got powers too. I should do that. I want to live up to Firewall's namesake. And Jim isn't flattered by this at all. He's actually kind of terrified by it because he thinks that he's not only inspired people to do good, but he's also inspired a lot of people to put themselves in danger, needlessly so. He doesn't think people should put on the cape and cowl. He doesn't think people should put on the masks and go and be superheroes. He does it because it's something he enjoys. It's something that he grew up with. But he also recognizes that it's not something that is a viable career. But he's okay with that. He's okay with that sacrifice. For right now, anyway. Once certain events in his life happen, he will. I actually have it written that he will actually retire from the superhero business for a short time to take care of his family. Spoilers: his girlfriend gets pregnant. But yeah, Jim very much views himself as a bad role model in a way, of saying, I've done some good, but I did it in a way that is just too flamboyant for it to be practical. And just because I did it this way doesn't mean you have to. I would much rather you do this silently, quietly, without the masks, without the code names, than anything. I will help you if you choose to do this. If you choose to go down this road, I will help you. I will try to dissuade you as often as I can, because it's not a life to live. This isn't a life anyone should choose. The fact that I've chosen it just proves how stupid I am. Jim is also very self-depreciating. I really love that about him. Jim is one of those few characters that I've written that kind of took a life of their own. And he continues to surprise me when I'm writing him. I write him, I sit down and I write for, a good 20 minutes at a time. And everything seems in character for Jim, but then I'll think, Jim wouldn't do this in this situation. This is in character for him, but this isn't what he would do. What would he do? Or I'll just be sitting there writing, and the words will flow out, pour out. And I'll realize that, where when I started writing this, Jim was supposed to go up and punch the bad guy, as heroes are oft to do. He instead just starts talking to them. And I read it back to myself, and I go, yeah, he would do that. I didn't think he would do that, but he would do that. That would be his first option, because Jim is a huge Superman fan like myself, and he would talk to them first. He would try and get them to stop, because Jim thinks with his heart. I hear "Don't Fear the Reaper" on the TV in there, and I'm immediately excited, because that's such a fantastic song. But yeah, like I was saying, Jim's taken on a life of his own in the past, 6 years I've been writing him. 6-7 years, and I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of the fact that I can start writing for Jim, and 20 minutes later he surprises me. He does something that I didn't expect him to do, but is still totally in his character. And when I read it back, I should have expected him to do that, but I didn't, because I set out with a certain plan, and then he said, "No, that's not the way I do things." And the voices in my head are talking to me again, guys. But I'm really excited to keep writing for Firewall. The more I think about it, the more I really enjoy his story, the more I really enjoy writing him. And I know that's weird to say about a character I've been writing for 7 years, but it's wholeheartedly true. Jim has changed so much since I first started writing him. He's gone through so much hell and come out on the other side stronger for it, and as a better character. And like I said, he took on a life of his own, and it's less I'm writing him and more I'm just writing his story. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of things that are going on today. I've got the gym today. I get to go to the gym again. It's gonna be fun, he said sarcastically. I'm really not feeling well today, so I'm not looking forward to this, but it is a class, so I have to go. Keep me in your prayers, guys, because unemployment can't let me file for an extension, and I run out of money next week. So that's going to be a bit difficult for me. Pray I get that job at Moo Cluck Moo, because as much as I appreciate my friend Roger at church offering me a job at his KFC, Moo Cluck Moo is a lot closer, and the pay is a lot better. and it's pretty much the same thing I was doing at McDonald's, and that's something I really kind of enjoyed doing, you know. But yeah, just pray that I can get a job here soon so I can help take care of my family, because I'm really worried about that. And I shouldn't be worried, but I am. You know what I mean? Like, I've got faith that God will take care of us and that we'll be all right, and I know we will, but I'm still worried. Anyway, that's my 20-minute rant about Firewall and stuff like that and family. I'll talk to you guys later. If you want to know more about Firewall, give me a call, give me a message on the Facebooks or something. Let me know. You can read what I have so far in Jim's canonical story at ajspitstop.tumblr.com/tag/firewall. I'll put a link in it. Feel free to read it and, you know, give me some critiques. I would love critiques on my writing. I love critiques on my writing every chance I get. I want to hear what people think of it. I want to hear what worked, what didn't. I want to know what works and what doesn't so I can make it better, so I can, you know, get this published in some form or another, be it comic or novel. But yeah, let me know. If you want to know more, that's fine. If not, that's fine, I guess. Just, you know, keep in touch, you guys. I love you guys. I can't say that enough. Peace. God bless. Love you all.